Yeah, January is almost over and I still haven't done my December reading wrap up. But since one of the books that I read in December ended up being one of my favorite reads of the year, I'm going to do one. The first book that I read in December was a book called Madame Fourcad's War. And this is a book by Lynn Olson, a historian I've been wanting to check out for a while. This is a book about the largest Allied spy network in occupied France during the Second World War, spearheaded by, you guessed it, Madame Fourcade. Next up, I read a book called The Nazi and the Psychiatrist, which is the book that gives you the real history behind the film Nuremberg, which I've yet to see. But the reason why I read this book was because I wanted to prepare myself to watch the film. And I think for that reason alone, it definitely did its job. It's not a long book and it's not super detailed as it relates to World War II. So if you want a really, really good understanding of why the people in this book are such monumental figures, it might be good to go in with some World War II knowledge. Next up, I read a book called The Wager by David Grann, which has been on my TBR for 2 years at this point, and I finally got around to it at the end of 2025 with a couple of other buddy readers. And we had a fun time with this one. This one gave you exactly what you would expect from it. But I have to say, I enjoyed Killers of the Flower Moon a little bit more. Still worth a read, though. And finally, my 5-star read for December, which ended up on my top 10 favorite books of 2025, is a book called The Brilliant Disaster by Jim Reisenberger. And this is the full history of the Bay of Pigs invasion, which is a great precursor of reading before you jump into the Cuban Missile Crisis, or if you want a full understanding of some of the foreign conflicts and policy blunders during the Kennedy administration. This is going to give you that because this gives you a really interesting and balanced point of view with all kinds of different angles of this particular foreign policy blunder, which is what makes it so much more interesting to read. And I love history books that do that.